Hey y'all, it is Friday. NHRA is in Pomona, California. Now by the time you see this, it's going to be Saturday. But we're going to go over what's going to go on in the qualifying sessions for Friday. It's highly likely that it's going to rain on Saturday, so it's very important for these pros to get their cars in this session, the only session on Friday. So let's see who gets in and who's going to pray that it don't rain on Saturday. And if you don't want to know the results, keep on scrolling. So when I was in Gainesville, I didn't get to watch all the categories. So I missed, they have Sienna Wild Gus in Pro Stock. She's 17. She'll be 18 this year, and that's how she's getting to do it, because you have to be 18. They said that she looked better today than she did in Gainesville, which I didn't even see any of her runs. But she just ran 6:62, so that's pretty dang good.
She always loved as a kid coming through the junior ranks and getting a chance to start it out pretty young here. Much better for both off the starting line. Both of them get clean through the first 150 feet. 6:58. McGahey, 210 miles an hour. Sienna Wild Gus, that thing shut off early. Look at the number, only 201 miles an hour at the finish line.
So tough break for Derek Kramer. They just had to push his car off the starting line. They said it wouldn't stay in gear. So tough break for them because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. There's more than 16 pro stocks on the property. So you want to get it in tonight.
Derek Kramer, the Get biofuel machine, and I think he may have just lost fire. Rolling in there, getting ready to start the burnout.
Comes his crew chief, Michael Heiner, running up to the car.
Basically, they'll recycle the ECU and see if the computer will reset and the thing will fire back up. Like that.
Expert mic work by Joe Costello there.
Derek now going to have to speed up the routine a little bit, and he knows that, but he's like, no, I'm not sure it didn't just die again. Wow.
Yeah, it's off, guys. They are shaking their heads. They're going to have to push it back.
Pro Stock, Matt Hartford held the number one spot with a 6:56 until the very last pair, which was the champ, Erica Enders, and she goes 6:55, so she'll take the number one provisional spot for Friday night.
Quaders off the gas. Erica drifts up towards the center line and goes 6.556, 211 miles an hour. Erica Enders goes to the top.
Funny Car has 21 cars on the property. The track is really giving them a fit. There's a certain part, nobody can get past it, so they're all smoking the tires. The first three of them couldn't even back up. John Force and Alexis ran each other. He crossed all the way across the center line in her lane. I'm sure, saw him. She scoots over. She ends up scraping the wall, so that was crazy.
Alexis Pejoria's car and make the final adjustment. Danny Hood does the same thing for John, and we get our first 3-second run here?
Yes.
I hope so. Wow, Alexis got slow. John gets crazy over the center line. Alexis may have touched the wall down there. She got something coming out of the car. Look at the trail behind the Bandero machine. I think somebody might have, maybe should have told both of them, you're good for the moment because of the number of cars that already didn't go down the racetrack. Both of them puffed the tire. Both of them got a little wacky. We're going to take a look at that again. I'm almost positive John was over the center line and Alexis got the wall. Take a look.
I'm totally certain of both. And you can see the trail on the racetrack for Alexis. John into shake first. Alexis follows. And you can see the trail behind Alexis's car as they battle. John's way over the center line. And Alexis right here.
Oh, yeah.
Catches the wall with the left rear. They're going to need a new body. And even worse, Alan, you throw out both those runs.
Both of those runs will be DQ'd. Force on a center line infraction. Alexis for contact with the concrete. So that was a wild one. Here's something interesting to note for those of you that are sticklers of practices and procedures. John Force crossed the center line, DQ the run. Alexis made contact with the wall before the finish line, DQ the run. Because they both took the tree, they will go on the qualifying sheet in front of the cars that didn't take the tree. And we had a number of cars that didn't. So even though you can see they cracked up that Gazoo Toyota down there on the rear corner of it, We'll have to wait and see where it all shakes out. Right now, if you take those 2 cars out, we've got 10 cars that have taken an official time. We've got 6 cars left to run.
It ended up being Daniel Wilkerson with a 4:01, so he's your number 1 provisional for Friday night.
Wilkerson left, Haddock right. .401, 314 miles an hour, and Dan Wilkerson goes to the top.
Top Fuel. They only have 16 on the property, so they're all in, which is good. Welcome to Top Fuel, Jasmine Salinas. That's Mike Salinas' daughter. He has stepped out for medical reasons, and she has stepped in. Now, she's been testing in the car. I don't think she's had like a whole bunch of runs, so she was the first one out by herself, but she really did a great job. She went 427 at 201 miles an hour. She said it was a planned shut off anyway. She kind of smoked the tires.
It's going to be Jasmine Salinas. And in case you missed the breaking news that came out since we left Gainesville, Mike Salinas is going to take a little hiatus from the car. One root on the side. Deep breath. Rattle a tire, put a cylinder out, and shuts off a little bit early, but she'll coast across, 427.
So up after Jasmine Salinas was Krista Baldwin. She, over the winter, purchased Pat Dakin's whole Top Fuel operation. So she's going to be out there. I'm not sure. I don't know what her commitment is as far as the schedule, but it was cool to see her out there. That's the Greek's granddaughter. She smoked the tires, but she wasn't the only one because a lot of people smoked them. Clay was up. Clay Milliken, my brother, was up next after Krista. He was beside Brittany Force. She went at 378. Clay blowed it sky high. He did go 390, but I don't know what happened. I'm filming it as I'm watching it, so I haven't talked to him to know, but it was ugly, and you'll see. I'll put it up on here.
For walking away from the Rick Ware-owned Parts Plus car, Nikki Bonifant has joined that team. There was a whole lot of winter break changes. Jasmine, you're not number 1 anymore. How about 378, 330 miles an hour, and Clay popped one down at the finish line, 3,902 at 296 miles an hour. But for Brittany and that Mark Christopher machine, 3.783, 330, they were not coming up here tiptoeing.
Boy, Clay Milliken more than pop one down there. I mean, that thing let out a fireball and a big old boom out of Clay.
Watch the right side of the screen, the Parts Plus car. It's running clean through the middle down there. There's a cylinder out.
Multiple.
Yeah, just kapop the blower. I'm not even sure that made kerbang status. It certainly wasn't a kablooey.
No. Far from a kablooey.
It's like a big kerpop or a small kabang.
I think small kerbang just because we had the dramatic effect of the oil fire after.
Yeah, the fire coming out of the bottom probably means that it's got some windows in the side of the block. Joe?
Guys, when you destroy the injector and it goes flying over the wall, that's got to be worth something.
And Clay, on a decent run until it wasn't, and I noticed you filming, it's got a ding on the wing, and you wrecked your injector.
Wrecked the injector, wrecked the rear wing. Felt like it was just going okay. I did see Brittany, driving on out in front of me, but Jimmo told me he set it up basically what we call our A-Fuel dragster setup. So it just kind of burrowed right down through there. And about the time I was shutting it off, kaboom. So, I mean, I don't know. Typically something like that's valve train related. You know the deal. I ain't telling you nothing you don't know, but it was ugly, that's for sure. That got the wing stand too.
Pretty much everybody was smoking them until they got towards the end of the session, and it ended up being Billy Torrance. He went 374. He's number 1. Steve Torrance is number 2 with a 375. So Billy, he was in the final last week at Gainesville, and here he is number 1, and he is committed to running the whole season. So congrats to him on his provisional for Friday night number 1 qualifier.
Piece of cake. 374, 330 miles an hour, and Billy Torrance goes to the top.
Okay, thanks, y'all. I will be back to keep you updated on what's going on in Pomona.